Hello everyone, my name is Loco, and welcome to some viewer-submitted games of StarCraft 2. Now we're starting off with some terrible drone micro and a very late additional worker. We're starting off with a Platinum League match of Terran versus Zerg. We're in the top left-hand corner of Persephone. We're looking inside of the main base of VPOM. VPOM, what are we doing? What is this absolute abomination of a build? Alright, the opponent down in the bottom left, playing with the blue Terran SCVs. He goes by the name of, I guess we'll go with Caesar. Yeah, Caesar. Okay, this is a good old drone rush. I have not seen a drone rush in forever. Now, he decided to make every single worker, and send them across the map. So this is a complete all-in from our Zerg player. Terran, in the meantime, is trying to build up a bit of a wall on top of the high ground, and they did move an SCV towards the far bottom right-hand corner of the map. Let's see how much damage can these drones do. Problem for Terran is that you need to pull the boys immediately and actually micro the workers. Problem for the Zerg is that you likewise also need to micro the workers, but obviously with the extractor trick, you do get a small advantage in that regard, right? You can get those drones out a little bit quicker, and so far, Terran is not doing anything. Okay, finally, the boys are being pulled, but they're... Oh, he's not attack moving! He is not attack moving, he's right-clicking workers, whereas our Zerg is actually attack moving the drones, meaning that so many of them are actually fighting, whereas the SCVs are just derping around! This game is over! This game is over. Now, this is, of course, a viewer-submitted game, and I couldn't help but notice that the replay timer... How? How are there an additional 11... How? How are there an additional 11 minutes to this game? I can... Okay. I can see. I can see why. Please win, Mr. Terran. Please win. Okay, prediction. Here's what I think is going to happen. Zerg believes that this is the last little bit of the Terran, and that his opponent is griefing him. Quite a popular strategy on the lowest end of the ladder. I mean, this is Platinum League, so... I mean, at least on the loading screen, one of the two players was Platinum League. This... What does that mean? Game. Game. What a game? What a wild game? What a crazy game? I don't know. What a loco game. Anyways, I think what's going to happen is that Zerg believes that this is the Terran player griefing him. If that actually turns out to be true, the only thing he needs to do right now is make a lair, make a spire, get some sort of anti-air out to be able to chase down the command center. I really hope that our Terran player here can actually rebuild. That would be so funny. Like, if the Terran can actually fully rebuild from here and then overwhelm the Zerg, that would blow my mind. Alright, so we have two command centers, but the Zerg does not know. He's just looking around. Obviously, you don't get revealed, right? So the Terran command center, as long as it's around, I mean, as long as you have a command center out, you're not gonna get revealed. So Zerg is not gonna get any vision of the bottom right-hand corner either, but there's a very good shot that our Zerg is now just going to relax. There's a very good chance that the Zerg player is just gonna sit here and just macro up. Look, he's stealing the old main base here of the opponent. He is having a good time. Whereas the Terran, I mean, he's forced to rebuild off of a single SCV. So this is going to take, a good bunch of minutes just to go back to the absolute starting point, but the Terran is gonna have quite a chance here, as long as he does make enough units. Good old Marines, honestly, if you do like, I don't know, one base, triple barracks, and you just make a whole lot of Marines, maybe even add on more, you don't even need Stimpack, none of that. Just mass Marine, you can support up to 7 barracks on one mineral line and a mule. This is honestly very playable. Now, I think what I'm going to go ahead and do is speed up the game a little bit. Because there's a good chance that we're gonna see a whole lot of nothing here out of our Zerg. He's making so many drones. Classic 5-minute assimilator here, so the gas is Well, the extractor, the gas is eventually gonna come up. He's now mining the old main 2 of the opponent, but in the meantime, Caesar has taken that bottom right. He is gonna take gases, all right, fair enough. First, Barracks finishes up. He asks, how is your day going? Don't say anything, Caesar. Caesar, pretend to be AFK, okay? Pretend to be griefing. Good, good. He's not saying anything. Yeah. So he's taken the bottom right, and he is just making a bunch of barracks right now. I think the gas is overrated. This is way too much gas. But VPOM still, all right, is not getting any form of anti-air out until what looks to be like maybe 8.5 minutes or so at the absolute earliest. Terran's gonna be back in this game. I mean, VPOM should still be able to obtain the victory. As long as Caesar... You know what would be really bad for VPOM? If he makes Corruptors rather than mute us. He should not be making Corruptors here. But Corruptors are better at anti-air, right? If that's your only concern. Oh, he's making Corruptors. He's making Corruptors. Come on, Caesar. Come on, Caesar. So VPOM is currently under the understanding here that this is the absolute final structure of the Terran. He believes that when this command center dies, that'll be the end of the game. Now, Caesar was microing the command center, which is maybe a little bit silly. If you're pretending to be AFK, you should probably not be doing it. Oh no. VPOM. VPOM. What are we doing? VPOM, you're so slow. I've not really seen a game this slow in a while. Maybe I've been watching too many of the games played at the absolute highest level, but my god. When mortals are playing, he's at 75 APM, that's really not that bad. When mortals are playing, StarCraft looks like a slow game. Alright, VPOM. You're gonna, okay, land the command center. Sure. Caustic, spray him down. Oh, he's just flying circles around him. Any final words, command center? VPOM is feeling so smug right now. He's got 9 Corruptors and 42 drones. That's it. Here go the Marines. Oh, okay, VPOM with the offensive GG. He is gonna be in. For a nasty surprise! I don't think I've ever seen a StarCraft 2 jump scare, but... Oh no, this is the first time. Oh man, it's not enough Marines though. I don't... Like, he's got a whole lot of gas, but he hasn't spent the gas on anything. If Caesar actually macroed half decently, I think VPOM is gonna be able to just get enough units out. Yeah, he's gonna pull the drones. Marines are, again, not on a tech move. Caesar doesn't know about a tech moving. How? Why? What is This is one of the worst games of StarCraft I've seen in a while, and I'm loving it. Yeah, there's no way. Caesar is still dead. Alright, the Corruptors have now found the base in the far bottom right. But I really don't think that Terran is ever gonna get to the point where they have enough. Yeah, we're gonna mass repair, that's nice and all, but I don't think we're gonna see the Terran have enough units. Now the Zerglings running over in this direction too. The orbital command is gonna go down. Caesar doesn't have any additional structures out on the map. So I am fairly sure, yeah, that these will be the final attacking units here of the Terran player. Man, you had such a great opportunity. Honestly, as a StarCraft caster, there's very little more satisfying than seeing somebody who's like BMing the opponent lose. I mean, this wasn't really that BM, I suppose. It wasn't really that bad-mannered. But generally speaking, the guy that's being extremely cheesy, yeah, I think this will be the end of it, right? He got a little overconfident, and generally speaking, triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying fall. But not this time around. No, this is the final Terran structure. This time around, it is indeed true. GG. Next up, we're going a little step higher up onto the ladder. It's time for a Terran versus Protoss. One of the two players here is in Diamond League and spawning in the top left, playing with the red SCVs. We have none other than Cursed, going for what looks like a pretty cursed strategy indeed. The opponent in the far bottom right, playing with the Bloom Protoss probes. He goes by the name of Pro Battler. All right, 2 SCVs taking different routes across the map. This actually doubles your odds of getting spotted. Like, maybe you would imagine it's slightly safer, but no, it just... Oh, we're using one of them for scouting. Okay, I thought we were gonna build proxies in 2 different locations. All right, proxy barracks indeed is now coming up. I don't really know exactly why this second SCV is here, unless we wanna, I don't know, also go for an NG Bay block or something like that, but that'd be really odd. Doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. Pro Battler, in the meantime, going for a low ground wall-off. Not usually something you do against Terran, because you run into a whole plethora of issues. Okay, he's going double gate. Double gate, double pylon right over here, no gas in the main. Cursed! Oh, Cursed is gonna go for a second barracks. But the second barracks is inside of the opponent's natural expansion. Living up to his username thus far, he's gonna fly the... he's gonna fly the other... the other barracks into the opponent's main base. And Pro Battler is probably thoroughly confused right now as to what's going on. But I mean, if you just make a few units, this should be pretty easy, right? I mean, Stalkers would make the most sense. Adepts, though, wouldn't really be a terrible idea either. 2 Adepts straight across the map, I don't hate it. Either way, a Reaper is being built right now by Curse. Now, Curse does know that Reapers can jump up and down cliffs, right? Like, that's kind of the entire idea behind the units, so you don't actually have to build them inside of your opponent's main base. We have an engineering base started up over here just to block the pathing some more. A bunker is coming up as well. Pro Battler is now completely ignoring all of this. It is 2 Adepts, by the way. They are rallied to the other side of the wall. Reaper is going to review itself right now. We need to re-rally this back into the main base, and we don't. All right, fair enough. That means that the Reaper is going to be a little bit annoying. And it also likely means that the bunker is going to finish up. Pro Battler did not really consider that this bunker was going to be a real threat. Doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. In the meantime, we have a barracks, we have a supply depot, we have a little bit of everything. Now, honestly, 2 Adepts across the map can also put in a lot of work. A Nexus was built on a low ground too for Pro Battler. Nice grenade right there. The only unit caught in it was the Reaper itself. Quite impressive, really. And, I mean, you can back up to the safety of the bunker. This mineral line is in a world of trouble. I don't know why we haven't made another Reaper. I guess, okay, he wants to follow it up with Marines. Fair enough. Double Adepto inside of the opponent's main base is a real problem. He's got a freaking engineering bay. Planetary Fortress. Planetary in the main base. Let's go. That's a banger build. That's a strategy and a half. Almost hits himself with another grenade right there on the Reaper. Doesn't really matter all too much because we can also, well, regen quite straightforwardly. I don't really know where the SCVs are going. All right, yeah. I think Curse now also realizes that maybe that is not a great idea. Just send it back to the planetary, I suppose. Honestly, in this instance, I don't really hate the planetary first. I mean, it's bad, but, you know, at least there's a reasoning for it. Quite frequently do we... Oh, really? Isn't this why we made the planetary? Isn't it like the whole... Okay, never mind. I hate the planetary fortress again. Thank you for reminding me. Quite frequently do we just see a planetary fortress blind. This is now effectively that. Okay, so where do we end up? Protoss is gonna lose the main. There's no reason to save it anymore. But with the barracks now gone, we have effectively 1 base versus 1 base. And there's a very real chance, right? And I've seen this a lot in fewer games over the years. There's a very real chance that the guy that's cheesing doesn't really have that good of a straightforward game. Curse probably relies on a lot of these games being over by now. And this game is not over. Now, he's got multiple layers, okay? This is like a cheesecake. There's multiple layers of the cake. Well, actually, I just realized that a cake, there is such a thing as cheesecake, Lowko. Anyways, it is like a cake with multiple layers on it, made out of cheese. Actual cheese. It's like a cheese lasagna. Either way, like a cheese ogre. Like a cheese onion. Okay, anyways, you get what I'm trying to say. We have the Marauders right now followed up as well with concussive shells. I think Pro Battler can hold that. He's going Void Ray right now. Oh, God. Has to be Void Ray. It's the only thing that makes sense. There's no way this is going to be Oracle. There's no way this is going to be Phoenix. Has to be Void Ray. Plus, I mean, this is a ladder game. Void Rays are very popular here. I think when you scare a Protoss player on the ladder, they will always default to Void Rays. It's one of the very fascinating things in life. All of us have things that we do by default when we get scared. Maybe you like check under your bed. Maybe you like raid the fridge and eat whatever you can find. When you scare a Protoss player, they make Void Ray. It's an Oracle. Okay. Dang it! I just spent a minute. I just spent a minute saying nothing useful. All right, it's an Oracle. Never mind. Sometimes when I'm casting viewer games, I catch myself talking about the absolute dumbest stuff. I don't even know how I got there. How did I? Oh, I misspoke. That's what happened. He planted down a Stargate and I called it a Void Ray. That's what happened. Totally intentional. All right. We're still definitely focused, though, on trying to kill the bunkers in the main base, it seems like. Okay. Third base, though, is also coming up. I think Pro Battler is, all things considered, handling this reasonably well. Terran, in the meantime, by the way, did make another command center, and now the Marauders do hit. And this is the real concern. We should have made Void Rays. We should have made Void Rays. Yep. No, this is... What? Proxy missile turret. I've said many things in my life. Proxy missile turret, though, is not something I must have said very frequently. Okay, the Adepts get recalled again. We're gonna need to pull the boys, man. The Adepts alone are not gonna cut it, I don't think. Although, maybe... Yeah, he got concussive shells, but he's not really doing much with it. Now the Oracle has decided to return back. Targets the SCV down. Okay. Stimpback is done, by the way, which is kind of funny. He's got Stimpback and +1 on all 6 units or so that he's made. Now the probes get pulled, but a Void Ray is coming up. I think the Void Ray makes a lot of sense. Now, good luck trying to predict who's going to win this game. Shall we spoil ourselves a little bit? Let's see how long this game is still going to go on for. This game is another 10 minutes. Another 11 minutes even. So... Take a wild guess. Take a wild guess who's going to be winning this match. It's honestly impossible to know. All right, Pro Battler is going to find out exactly where all of this stuff has been coming from. I think he may have already had vision with the Oracle's previous foray out onto the map. Either way, Combat Shields is coming up right now for Cursed. Who, by the way, I need to compliment. He has treated the entire map like his main base. That includes his opponent's main base. And that is something quite beautiful. He hasn't yet found out about the energy recharge ability, it seems, so he actually doesn't have quite as much as he could have. Oracle here would have been extremely good. Can we activate Prismatic Alignment and shut the Marauders down? Or make the beam thick, you know? Yeah, it's ugly, but it works. Which is also, funnily enough, what she said. No, go, dude, go. Another Void Ray will be coming up. We should really be sending the units in. Oh, dude. Oh, God. Oh, it's... This is the most indecisive Void Ray I've ever seen in my life. Good riddance. I'm glad that Void Ray died. Ay. That was a very insecure Void Ray right there, okay? He didn't even make the beam thick a single time. What's the point? Alright, anyways. Now the missile turrets are done, Stimpec is done, +1 attacks is done, combat shields are done. I mean, this is honestly a Terran army now that needs to be respected. Yeah, maybe that was a Void Ray on his very first date, you know? Is it like, okay, if I like, if I, talk to you, or can I like put my hand on your shoulder? Like, can I maybe, like, can I sit next? That's what the Void Ray was like. And ultimately you end up dying. Luckily for Pro Battler, he has a backup plan. It's another Void Ray. Robo Bay coming up right now, though. The bunker's the bunker's still here. Little Jimmy found the combat shield somewhere in that bunker. He's gonna join in the battle again. A little bit of probe harassment. Come on, Jimmy. Jimmy, hit the workers. Hell yeah, Jimmy. Come on. Oh! I want Jimmy to get 1 kill. Jimmy, stay on the high ground. Okay, we don't know about hold positions. Don't you think about it. Okay. Well, that was the chat Void Ray, right? Is this boy gonna make his beam thick or what? No. This also bothers me, though. Normally, we see players using the Void Ray's prismatic alignment ability willy-nilly on any unit. But if we don't use it, that's somehow even worse in my mind. Okay, well, this is a lovely attack from Cursed. This is not living up to his name at all. The one thing that we're missing... What? Kill the Nexus! What are you... I guess he doesn't want to kill the Nexus? Yeah, you know what? Maybe it's smart. He knew that the opponent was still in the main base. And I guess he just didn't really want to take any chances. Because the problem is you're going to immediately get counterattacked. Why did we... the starport? The starport is somewhere else as well. You know what? Correction, I actually think it's smart that he didn't YOLO in his units. He could have at the very least tried, though, because his units are quick. My god, look at this. We have 2 starports, but one of them is researching hyperflight rotors. That is the Banshee speed upgrade. Okay, Pro Battler, though, is building up like an actual army. He's gonna be able to get like Stalkers, Immortals. I would love to see a couple Sentries for Guardian Shield. But Colossi are obviously gonna really hurt. I don't really know exactly why we've entirely given up on this position, but maybe Curse got a little bit worried about it. Sometimes the blood pressure spikes a bit too much. Oh, now we make the beam thick. All right. All right. No. You're slowed down because your beam is... Oh, it hurts. I'm in the fetal position right now. You can't tell because I don't cast with a camera on, but... All right, here comes Pro Battler. Pro Battler. I think you're just A-moving, right? I think you're not really gonna be too concerned about stuff. Here go the ladies, though. Hyperflight Rotors is to be respected, but the Colossus is gonna just destroy everything. Planetary Fortress in the Natural ended up getting cancelled. We're move commanding. Why are we move commanding? Are you standing on him? Did you just step on him, dude? That's really BM. Kinda love that. Barracks in the meantime, though, in the main base, and the Banshees have arrived. Dude, stepping on Marines. Next level bad manners. You love to see it. Kinda wish I was that Marine, to be honest. Anyways, Banshees still going to town, and they're gonna finish up their cloaking upgrade in about a half minute. Pro Battler was a little bit worried, so he decided to recall his army back home. The problem is, Cloak requires detection, and at this point, Pro Battler has none. Look at that Colossus dancing, dude. Is he gonna die to 2 Banshees? Cloak is nearly done. Yeah, go back around. You can kill all the workers. Dude, this game is... He's making more Banshees. If he can kill the Robo facility, that would actually be kind of a... All right, here we go. Here we go again. Boom. Boom. We're splitting them up. There are defensive Banshees out too, though, very soon. There's a defensive planetary. They're not gonna have infinite amounts of energy. Observer is coming up, though. Problem is that the Observer is far away from the army, and it feels to me that Pro Battler over here is feeling like he is in a bit of a rush. Now, wait a second. We have 5 Banshees out. Okay, one of them is proxied on the right side of the map. One of them is inside of the main base. Can we cloak? Can we cloak? Can we? Okay, we cloaked. Yeah, he's not gonna be able to break this. The missile turret guy is shooting at anything that flies, and apparently that includes the Colossus. Nicely done. Oh my god, is Cursed actually still winning this? Cursed is really living up to his username. Pro Battler has 1 probe. 2 probes now. New one's just finished up. Somehow, some way, there's still Terran structures that are just sprinkled around. We have a planetary fortress over at the 3rd base. The natural expansion is nowhere to be seen, but there's also one over there in the top right. Ay, 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 ay. I think Cursed has still done it. The main problem, though, is that this army is going to be tough to beat. But, I mean, he's got planetaries and siege tanks and missile turrets. Like, look at this. You can't break this. There's about a 0% chance that Pro Battler is going to be able to battle his way up this ramp. Doesn't matter how pro you are. What? Now that is one of the absolute last upgrades I expected to see. That is interference matrix for the Raven. Could be that Cursed thought that it's like an upgrade for the Banshees? The Banshees have 2 upgrades, okay? They really don't need a 3rd. Main problem here for Cursed, I suppose, is that the main base is going to be running low very soon. 2 Stalkers get recalled. Honestly, 2 Stalkers feels a little eh. Because it's going to put the recall now on cooldown for a long time. And this Terran army is going to need more. Like, these Banshees are not to be underestimated, man. Yeah, they're just going to be able to kill these Stalkers easy peasy. Oh, no. Don't say anything else worse, man. Stop it. Wait, what? Well, hold up. I thought it was the Protoss player saying it, but that was the Terran player. Huh? But you're winning. Wait, what? Is this a... Huh? Well, that's really odd. I thought it was Pro Battler who was angry. But it's actually Cursed who's just being bad-mannered. Yeah, I don't think you're going to be able to... There is, however, a chance that Cursed feels like he is losing. I mean, I don't really know how you could feel that way. Nah, there's no way. For some reason, though, he's not really addressing the army that is still on his front door. I think that what he's trying to do is just get Pro Battler out of the game. Now, if that were me, and I was actually invested in this game as much as Pro Battler is, I would make him kill all of my structures, dude. Just... If my opponent insults me for absolutely 0 reason, you can also go ahead and eat your own toxicity. Yeah, not a bad idea. All right, is that what's going to happen? The Protoss army is not capable of breaking that high ground. It's not even capable of breaking the planetary. Okay, Pro Battler decided to leave. Cursed, I love this game, but your bad manners right there at the end in the chat were really stupid. One more? Yeah, let's do one more. We find ourselves on the map Torches in a Platinum League game of Protoss versus Zerg. Now, spawning right here in the top right, we have none other than Only Fun. Fair enough. His opponent, that's already funny to me, because I have the humor of a 12-year-old, okay? His opponent down in the bottom right, with the blue Zerg drones, we have Zerg Coin. You can probably pay with Zerg Coin on Only Fun. I'm assuming at the very least that will be a currency they accept. Oh, little worker kiss. Oh, no, never mind. Damn. Neither of them on, Neither of them on Mineral Walk there. A little bit funky. All right, what are we doing? Oh, no. Only fun. Only fun. Only fun. Don't. Only fun. It's right there. You could build it further south and it'd be hidden. What the? Only fun. It's right there. I thought. Okay, look. I thought that the strategy was to try and hide the drone and build the hatchery over here and out of sight of the opponent. But no, he went past the pylon and then he built it right within sight again. Only fun, please. What? Only fun? No, stop. Only fun. Only fun went to school together with Hero. Okay. Oh, we're trying to do a spine crawler rush. Is that what we're doing? Did you just... Wait, how did that probe just make it out? Was that... There's no way there's a hole. Trust me, I'm a bit of an expert. How did he glitch his worker out? Did he just do like the pro gamer play? Oh no, it was just a scouting worker. I thought it was this probe for a little bit. Oh my god, dude, it's like a sleight of hand right here. We've had a jump scare, we've had a StarCraft 2 sleight of hand. This is crazy. Freaking magicians over here. That's crazy. All right. So the idea, I think, is to make a spine crawler, right? On the creep. Preferably 3 of them. The problem is, I mean, this should be a problem, that there is a pylon right over here. Now, because of this extremely cursed first pylon, everything's a bit of a mess. He did, however, make a forge. Spine crawler coming up. Don't tell, no. Only fun. Don't tell me. Only fun. Only fun. Only fun, please. Don't tell me you're gonna let this. Only fun? Normally I only cast like 1 or 2 games submitted by viewers in a row. I'm noticing it's really bad for my mental health when I get to 3. Maybe I should do 4 next time around. I've only got 3 games to cast here today, so this is the final one, but clearly it's starting to spiral already. I feel like 90% of my commentary in this game has been shouting the name of the Protoss player. Alright, Brenda, I need you to go poop on the creep right over here. Brenda, put a little bit of yourself into this game. We need tumors in the main so we can move the spine crawlers. Oh no. Oh no. Well, without a photon cannon in the main base, even just 4 workers, or 4 Zerglings rather, are going to be a problem. There's Brenda. She took a dump on the creep inside of the opponent's natural. It's considered quite normal in Zerg society. It's a cultural difference that not all of us understand. Oh no, only fun. Only... Okay, let's spoil ourselves. How long is this game gonna be? It's 21 minutes! How is this 21 minutes? This game is over! Zergcoin has won, congratulations! How are we still... How? We can just send everything up to the high ground. How is this... Well, I guess the first step is to feed this photon cannon as many units as possible. That's step 1. Did Zergcoin go AFK? Oh, he's got 1,200 minerals in the bank. That's why. Zergcoin, he's got a lot of energy on the queen. For some reason, has not injected a single time and only put down a single creep tumor. That's why this game is still going to go on for a lot longer. He's basically done the hard part of the game. Like, he's achieved the most complex and the most difficult part of the game. And now he decided to not actually close it out. So there's a very real chance that OnlyFun, who's doing a way better job spending, is actually going to be able to climb back. There is still this worker out on the map. Normally this would be the one that is, well, planting down shenanigans. But OnlyFun has done a pretty good job spending his money, so he doesn't actually... Oh, that's why. Oh, no. Don't tell me that was the... Oh, no. Hold up, I'm gonna back up. How long... Okay, it wasn't that long. I thought for a second there that like 10 workers were following around 1 worker. for the last minute or so, because that would be a dramatic issue. You lose all of your income. But no, he's actually been doing a good job spending his money. He just trips over his own feet here a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, so he wanted to shovel the probes to the right to make room for additional photon cannons, but then accidentally clicked the probe rather than the mineral field. But he fixes it pretty quickly. Okay. This is still over, though. Zircoin is... He's saving for his drones to go to college, I guess. I'm not exactly sure what he's... maybe he wants to put down a down payment on a hatchery? I'm not sure what he's trying to do. But this game is still over. Here go the zealots. Yeah, you know what? The zealots can put some serious work in. Because Zircoin has 1,300 minerals. The numbers are going up somehow. I don't mind this zealot counterattack that much. The problem is that the spines are going to finish now. At the very least, Zircoin did think about a potential counterattack. He's just given up on the entirety of the main, though. I wonder if maybe the zealot should have gone in there instead. Oh, okay. They're just... Okay. They were idling for a little bit. Yeah. Don't look at it. Don't look at it. All right, let's look at this instead. Look at the boys. The boys poking a nexus in unison. This is one of the absolute worst executed versions of this all-in I've seen in years, but it's still working. Oh no. Where are we going? He does have minerals to make a new base? We should probably have started it up, though, a while ago. Okay, the zealots in the meantime have magically disappeared. Nobody knows where they went. He does still have the scouting worker, but I think he forgot about it. Wait, where did he spend his money right now? He just spent all of his cash. Did he queue up a nexus? Oh, he did queue up a nexus. He forgot about the scouting worker. This is a clear indication now, though, to Zircoin that indeed the opponent did remake a base right away. Now, we should have probably made it at the gold. I think that would have been a better play, but you know what? At the very least, we do have something on the horizon. As long as Zircoin just makes a whole lot of links, he should be able to scout this out pretty quickly, and he's gonna do so right now. How in the world is this game still going on? Like, it's still over, no? How is this? What are we doing? Oh, no. Oh, no! Zircoin! Zircoin, there's a base! These Zerglings are like horses with blinders on that you see sometimes, you know? They have like the sides of their vision, I guess, entirely blocked off. For some reason, they couldn't see the... So, in his mind, the gold base was also really the only viable choice. Which, you know what, is the right choice. Zircoin is thinking like a cheeser. Apparently, I am as well. He did not consider the base in the top left. There's no way Protoss can win this. There's no way. Oh, no. Okay. The Zerglings are chilling, man. Is this like a repeat of game number 1? Minus the... Oh. He doesn't know, but he had the message on the screen that only Fun rebuilt their base. Did we somehow miss that? Just to like prove the point, he just saw something recall. Alright, we have a new forge building inside of the... Well, I guess we can call this the new main base. Zircoin says LOL. He's having a good time. How are we not scouting anywhere else? I guess he missed the message. I don't think he knows that that message popped up. He's probably... If he's gonna type GG, he may not realize that there is another base out there, but he saw the recall and he saw the message, so there's really no way that he doesn't know. Okay, well, now he realizes that something's out there. This is when the gears start turning in the head of a Zerg. Now, you can see that he's like a Windows 98 processor. You could practically hear like the dial-up sounds in the background where the neurons tried to connect and fire and realize that something fishy was going on. All right. The problem is he's going to stumble upon quite an established base. He's like, oh god, what did I do? Make an extractor, quick. New photon cannon's gonna finish up. Boys are gonna get pulled. Yeah, only fun holds. The main damage has been coming out of the queens and the spine crawlers thus far, but obviously they're far from, well, the front lines, and only fun is actually gonna be able to rebuild. Now again, generally speaking, cheesers, in my experience, right, like the people that cheese pretty much every game, have pretty terrible macro. And Zercoin is displaying that in this game as well. Like, his plan was for this game to be over right now, but it's not. This game is not done. This game would be over if Zercoin spent their money. He's just double checking right now. Oh no. He's panicking a little bit. Alright, at least there's only one base to contend with, but you'll still have to come up with a plan. Now, in order to beat a cheeser, you gotta think like a cheeser, right? If you believe in the power of the Zerg, what do you do right now here as Zercoin? I'm thinking he's gonna, like, Nidus the back of the opponent's mineral line or something like that. I don't know how he would ever pull that off. But it's, you know, it's one. Oh, where? Lats? Yeah, it's real awkward. But, Lats, we need creep. We cannot burrow without the stuff. Plus, you can't burrow on a ramp anyway, so you would have to get creep down there, I guess? He's gonna build a hatchery, isn't he? He's gonna build a hatchery right over here. I mean, if he is planning on doing that, it's extremely slow going. He's making a spire. Mute us? You've got 600 gas. Only fun, of course, is making... I mean, it's gonna be Void Race, right? I wouldn't be surprised anyways if it is going to be Void Race. Only fun, by the way, does have a lot of gas. It's an Oracle! Dude, it's crazy to me how we get an Oracle again. What? I mean, okay. What are we doing? Are we, like, digging a moat around their castle? I guess technically at some point Protoss is gonna run out. Supply lines are going to be difficult to set up right now and establish, but the Protoss do have teleportation technology, so... Alright. One Oracle. One Oracle to find them. One Oracle to bind them all and in the darkness meme them, right? Okay, zap him. Are we gonna zap him? Okay. We can zap them, though, with more Oracles. Oh, no. No, 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 no. He's gonna... Is he gonna build proxy spores? Why did we pull the drones out of the main base? What in the world are we pulling the boys for? What is the idea behind this play, though? Where are we going? Where do you guys... Oh, he's hiding! He's hiding from the Oracle! There's no way. There is no way that he's actually purposely trying to hide. Like the micro here, by the way, on the Oracles. Now a Void Ray is coming up. He's sending the drones back. No way, Zercoin. There is no way that is what you just did. He's got one Corruptor. Two. He's got two Corruptors. Well, you know what? Void Ray is going to be here. If we make the beam thick... Yes, dude. Make it thick. There it is. Prismatic Alignment is going to zip those boys down real quick. Although I think the photon cannons themselves would have done the job. Quick. Go home. Maybe Zercoin has been playing some sort of custom game where the win condition is losing your spine crawlers. I don't really know what's going on, man, but there's a lot of weird custom maps in the arcade. Maybe he's been playing some of the weirdest stuff out there. Okay. Yeah, so Zercoin actually loses, huh? I don't really... I think OnlyFun also really won't be able to believe this, though. Because as the Protoss right now, when you've been dealing with all of this stuff, you kind of expect at least like 3 bases for the Zerg. I mean, Zircoin could have very easily had 3 full mining bases. Of course, he's taking one right now over at the gold. Fair enough. But I think OnlyFun is going to be very happy when he finds out that there's a whole lot of nothing going on the other side of the map. He's got to check the natural. Yeah. And this is when you can actually start breathing again as a Protoss. You're like, wait a second. Hold up right now. You've been given like 15 minutes to just do whatever you like, and you've not really used any of it? Yeah, he can't believe it. He's looking around right now. He's like, wait a second. There's no way. Okay, we have a bunch of mutas. I think those flippy flappies are gonna die just the same way as the corruptors did. He's making a load of hatcheries now all over the map. He mined out the skinny golden mineral fields for some reason. He's rallying new workers over here too. +1 air weapon coming up for both players. What in the world's happening, man? 17 minutes in almost? Look at the production tab. What in the world are we looking at? Both players going +1. Alright, the mutas are here. Those Void Rays are gonna absolutely massacre you though, dude. You have no way. Oh no, he queues up Corruptors right now. I mean, if you make 30 of them, sure. 3, however, no. OnlyFun has just been trying to mine minerals the entire game long. Apparently that's the only way he can find fun these days. Zircoin, however, is not so lucky. I think Zircoin is a little bit unfamiliar with how to proceed in a game like this. Oh, preemptive beams. Look, making the beam preemptively thick is nothing to be ashamed of. That happens to the best of them. My god. That looks like a YouTube thumbnail to me. Did you see that? That was a YouTube thumbnail right there. That's crazy, man. What in the world was that? What did we just look at? I've never seen a hatchery die like that. Alright. Infestation pit coming up as well for Zircoin. Yeah, okay. Well, we have a Phoenix. All of this is nice. But look, these are the jack of all trades, right? Of the sky. It's just so convenient. I don't think you can really go wrong with Void Rays in this kind of scenario. And obviously, like, that's why they're so popular, especially on the ladder. Pro gamers tend to prefer... They tend to prefer, like, hyper-specialized units. Void Rays are not that. But that's exactly why they're so good in ladder games. The mutas do move back in. It's all a little bit messy. But I think there is really no other result than the Protoss player winning this game after losing his natural, his main, and everything else that he's had. Somehow, some way, he's rebuilt it all. Like, he's actually managed to get this job done. That's crazy. There's certainly enough Void Rays now to kill all of the rest of the buildings, right? Zircoin is not making the right... Okay, he's going into a hive right now. There's really about 0% chance that is going to finish up. There is the gold, I suppose, and he is adding on a whole lot of spores. But OnlyFun, he says LOL after Zircoin said it about 10 minutes ago when he was certain he had it in the bag. Now that is some BM I can get behind. Just holding up a mirror to your opponent. LOL indeed. I mean, Zircoin is now trying to play survival. We have gone from trying to win the game to trying to not die, which is technically a valid strategy. But in StarCraft 2, there must always be a winner, right? Technically, I guess you can get a draw. But at this point, we're talking a Protoss here who's got like 3 times the economy of the Zerg. Much better units, much better tech. GG gets cold. And just like that, we have the conclusion of our 3rd viewer-submitted game. Honestly, 3 bangers. Like, all of these were phenomenal. Big shout-out, of course, to the players that send them over. I did certainly make fun of quite a few of the plays, but if you would like me to make fun of your game as well in the future, you can go ahead and send it over to replays@LowkoTV. Just attach the replay file to the email, and maybe, just maybe, I'll get to cast your game as well in the future. But my god, I have never seen any games that are quite like the ones that we witnessed today. Ay, ay, ay.